Two tools, one question. But before we touch either of them, here's the thing that actually decides whether any of this matters. The tool you generate with is not what stops your release. What stops it is what's in the file when you upload it. That gap between export and upload, that's exactly where we live. Whichever of these two you pick, the last step is the same. So let's look at them properly. Now, Mozart AI. The thing to understand is it's not really a prompt box. They call it an AI music creation studio. And the studio part is doing the heavy lifting in that sentence. You get VSTs, synths, mixers, a leading audio to MIDI model, unlimited studio tracks, advanced stem splitting and generation, and it all runs in the browser. Nothing to install. The feature that gets talked about most? Personas. Custom models trained on your style or your voice, so what comes out actually sounds like you, not like the average of the internet. Creator gives you 5, Pro 20, Premium unlimited. Pricing. Free gets you 10 songs on sign up plus the studio. Creator is $7 a month billed annually. Pro $15. Premium $25. Commercial rights come with all the paid plans. And yeah, they raised a $6 million seed round led by Balderton Capital after passing 100,000 users. So this thing isn't vanishing next quarter. But here's the part Mozart's marketing doesn't mention. Whatever you export from that studio still carries markers in the audio. And those markers are what your distributor's screening actually reads. That's our lane. Now, Suno, this is the one most people have used. It's a generator first. You describe a song, you get a song. The model doing it is Verption 5.5. Pro is $8 a month, billed annually. 2,500 credits, up to 500 songs. Premiere is $24 a month, 10,000 credits, up to 2,000 songs. Plus, Suno Studio with MIDI, effects, automation, and design your own plugins. Both paid tiers include personas, stem separation, and tuning custom versions of version 5.5 on your own recordings. And there's one date you need in your calendar. September the 3rd. Downloads get capped. 20 a month on Pro, 60 on Premiere. Not generations, downloads. You can make 500 songs on Pro and pull 20 of them onto your machine. And on August the 6th, Suno announced that watermarking and fingerprinting are rolling out across everything they produce. Their words, durable and resistant to tampering. Which means the files coming off Suno are carrying more in them than ever. That's exactly what we clean. So the honest head-to-head. On raw volume per dollar at the entry tier, they're closer than the marketing on either site suggests. $7 against $8. Both give you way more songs a month than you'll realistically finish. Where they genuinely differ is what happens after the idea. Mozart is built as a studio. The assumption is you'll pull things apart, work with tracks, stems, MIDI, and shape it. Suno is built as a generator with a studio bolted on at the top tier. You describe, regenerate, pick. Neither is wrong. They're different jobs. To be fair to Mozart, the download caps are a real advantage right now. No equivalent limit on their pricing page. And the September 3rd cap on Suno is a genuine constraint. But to be fair to Suno, it has the bigger model ecosystem, the bigger community, and it's the one striking deals with actual record companies. Either way, the export is where our part starts. Both of these tools hand you a file, and neither of them is thinking about what your distributor is going to make of it. Here's the thing, and this is the spine of the whole video. There are two completely separate gates in front of your release. They work differently. They matter differently. And if you confuse them, you'll waste money on the wrong solution. Gate 1 is disclosure. Apple's Made with AI label. Spotify's AI Persona badge announced August the 11th. These are declaration systems. Apple's own memo asks labels and distributors to tag content, their words, because those partners are best positioned to know how it was created. Apple Music does not scan the audio for it. Spotify's badge marks the artist, not the track, and runs off self-disclosed credits. So no audio processing changes that label, not ours, not anybody's. We're going to be straight with you. If your distributor asks you to declare AI use, declare it. We are not in the business of helping you lie on a form, and any tool that told you otherwise would be lying to you first. But Gate 2? That's automated screening. Deezer already deploys its own technology to detect when a track is suspected AI made. DistroKid runs intake screening. This isn't a checkbox. This is software reading your waveform. That's the gate that quietly decides whether your release goes out at all. And that's what we build against. So what's actually in the file you export from Mozart or Suno? Things you can't hear. A synth ID class watermark sitting in the audio signal. C2PA content credentials, a signed manifest describing how it was made. Spectral fingerprints, patterns generation leaves in the frequency content. And on top of that, the audio tends to sit rigid and flat, timing too regular, dynamics too compressed, stereo field that collapses narrower than a human mix. And to save you an evening, stripping metadata does nothing. Tag editor, wipe every field, convert MP3 to wave and back, rename it, doesn't matter. The watermark is in the waveform, not the tags. Our engine handles it in one pass. 6 layers. 3 remove the embedded markers. Synth ID class watermark, C2PA credentials, spectral fingerprints. 3 handle the structural tells, timing normalization, dynamic range reshaping, stereo field correction. Runs in the browser, takes MP3, wave, or FLAC. And we run a mastering pass while we're in there that lands you around -14 LUFS, which is where the streaming platforms normalize to anyway. We keep it tested against current Suno exports, and it works the same on anything you generate, Mozart included. It's operating on audio, not on a particular company's account. But our honest scope, same as every video we make. Suno's newest watermark is still rolling out and engineered to resist tampering. Nobody can promise a permanent guarantee against a system that isn't fully live. That includes us. This is an arms race, and we update as it moves. Now, we publish this before you pay, not after. Run a processed track through a free online AI checker, and it'll very likely still come back as AI. That is not us under-delivering. Those sites measure compositional patterns, song structure, chord movement, arrangement regularity. No audio processing changes those, because changing them would mean writing a different song. Here's why we're relaxed about it. Free checkers don't distribute music. They don't pay royalties. They hold no relationship with any release platform. They disagree with each other. And they flag human-made music. Their verdict has 0 consequences. Distributor intake screening has consequences. That's what we build against. We'd rather point you at someone who isn't us. Artifactor published a benchmark on artifactor.net, methodology in the open. 50 files, 14 generators, real paid platform accounts, 4 detection APIs. They stated they earn no commission and have no commercial relationship with us. 98 out of 100 files passed. 14 out of 14 generators handled. around 90 seconds a file. Ranked first. Next tool hits 72. 50 out of 50 cleared DistroKid. 49 out of 50 passed Spotify Direct Ingestion. Erasy.co reached the same 98% independently. And we've been voted AI Tool of the Year 2026 on Skiln. But Skiln is a sister site, so that's an award, not an independent benchmark. We won't dress it up as one. $39. One time. Down from $99. Unlimited track processing. MP3, WAV, FLAC. Professional mastering. Priority queue. Our Suno bulk downloader. Future tools included. No subscription. That matters more than usual here, because you're already paying monthly to Mozart or Suno or both. Release prep price per track on top turns your catalog into a running cost. One payment doesn't. Lifetime also includes Sound Match, which is exclusive to Lifetime. You enter a song or band you like, it analyzes that record's genre, tempo, key, mood, instrumentation, vocal style, production era, and hands you ready-to-use prompts that recreate that sound in Suno, Udio, or 11 Labs Music. If you've ever spent an hour describing a sound in a prompt box, that's the hour it gives you back. So which one? If you want to build and arrange stems, MIDI, tracks, your own voice as a model, Mozart AI is the more natural home. And it has no download cap. If you want to describe and iterate fast on the biggest model and community, Suno. With the September 3rd download cap priced into your thinking. Honestly, plenty of people will run both. They're cheap enough that the choice isn't expensive, and they're good at different halves of the job. What doesn't change is the last step. Generate wherever you like, then clean and master before it goes to your distributor. Disclose where you're asked to, and send it out through DistroKid. That final step costs $39 once, and it's the difference between a release that goes out and one that comes back.